Hey guys, so I've seen a lot of videos of people sharing their PCOS stories, and I just felt compelled to share my story as well. When I was about 13 or 14, I found out I had PCOS, which stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. I was kind of blessed in the fact that I was diagnosed early on, so I kind of knew what was going on. A lot of young girls and a lot of women aren't diagnosed until later on. And the way I was diagnosed is I was having a lot of troubles with my periods. From the very first time I had my period, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. And it lasted for several weeks. And then when it stopped, I didn't have another period for over a year. And then again, when I had a period, it was horribly heavy and awful. And my mom took me to the doctor, and my mom has PCOS as well, and told the doctor that she had PCOS and my grandma had PCOS. And they ran the test that they needed to and found out that I had PCOS as well. So super early on, my mom was told, that if I was going to have kids, I needed to have them pretty early. And my husband and I got married. I was 21 and he was 20 when we got married. And we never used any kind of birth control. We never used any kind of contraceptive from the get-go. And we have now been married over 4 years and have still had no luck conceiving. And we started seeing my doctor specifically for fertility about 2 years ago. Well, about 2.5 years ago now. And he seemed really hopeful that he could help us. We tried Clomid. We took it day 3 through 5. We did, the 50 milligrams and went up from there each month. And each month it showed that I had not ovulated. From there, we tried letrozole, which is Femara. Again, we tried at the lowest dose and went up from there with no ovulation every month. And we've tried pairing it with dexamethasone and metformin because a lot of women that have PCOS are insulin resistant. No luck with any of that either. So after 2 years, we're both kind of frustrated. We were sent to a fertility specialist in Tulsa, which is out of state for us. We don't live in Oklahoma. But we drove to Tulsa, and just the basic test just to get everything going was going to be $3,000 out of pocket. And we just don't have $3,000 to spend out of pocket right now for just basic beginning tests. So we've kind of put that on the back burner. It's still there, but it's not what we're actively trying anymore. I have switched to a new doctor in the town that we live in who is a little bit more familiar with PCOS and is willing to try a few more things than my other doctor was willing to try. My other doctor absolutely refuses to give the injections that force your body to ovulate, and this new doctor is all for it. And the reason my old doctor wouldn't do the injections, is because you would get multiples. Well, and he got super upset because I was like, I'd rather have 2 or 3 babies, preferably not like 7 or 8 or 9, but I'd rather have 2 or 3 than have none. So this same doctor told me I did not have PCOS after I was diagnosed when I was 13 or 14. Told me, and I was 22 probably, or 23 the first time I saw him, and he told me I didn't have PCOS. So already off the bat, not good in my book because I have PCOS. It's 100%. So until I can go see my new doctor, we are trying the keto diet. It is something that is kind of controversial. A lot of people look down on the keto diet because you do consume large amounts of fat. It is low carb, under 20 carbs a day, moderate protein, and high fat. I started it last Monday. It is now Friday, so 5 days later, and I've lost 7 pounds. A lot of times doctors say that even losing 10% of your body weight can help you conceive. And so I'm hoping that I can lose enough that maybe it helps. If not, when I see my new doctor in a few months, the weight loss can't hurt. It can only help. If you're having trouble conceiving and you have PCOS, I would definitely recommend looking into the keto diet. Maybe join some Facebook groups, talk to your doctor, talk to your friends, see what other people have heard about it, see what other people's experiences are. Like I said, talk to your doctor. Diets aren't universal. Some diets work better for others. Some diets, are just not meant for certain people. If you would like to follow us, we have an Instagram page. I will link it down below. My husband is fixing to start keto in the next few weeks. So even guys, if you want to see what it's like from a male's perspective, go down there and like us. We're going to do weigh-ins, recipes, different things. And if you want us to do more videos on YouTube, let us know. I'm kind of thinking about doing progression videos, maybe as we lose weight. I'm not sure yet if I'm 100% comfortable with that, but it is something I've thought about. I want to try to be as completely open and honest as I can through this journey, because I know there's so many out there that, they're going through the same journey. And I remember back when I used to feel like I was all alone. I didn't understand why me. I seriously felt like I was the only person in the world who was struggling with infertility. And once I joined some PCOS Facebook groups and started watching some videos on YouTube, I realized I'm definitely not alone, and I never want you guys to ever feel alone or feel defeated, because I've promised you I've felt defeated by PCOS many days in my life, and I want just to, make you guys feel like you're not alone. And I would love to hear your stories too. If you've done keto and it has been successful for you in either just losing weight in general or conceiving, let me know. I'm really excited to hear your stories. I think that's going to be all for this week. I hope to maybe next week or the week after make a more specific to the ketogenic diet video, as far as what I bought this first week, the meals I've made this first week, and how much total I've lost. I know, like I said, I started on Monday. Today's Friday, so I will weigh in on Monday, which will be exactly a week from when I started. And I hope maybe I've lost some more weight. I'm also thinking about doing measurements as well, because there are some weeks that people obviously say that they've lost no weight, but they've still lost inches. So I think I should start doing measurements as well and letting you guys know what those measurements are, which is kind of scary as well. We'll see. So until that video, until next time, I will see you later. Bye.